What is happening, you guys? Welcome to the Ikon Fitness Podcast. If you're joining on Ikon Blueprint Facebook page, welcome. That is a private group. If you want to be part of that group, if you want to get more information, or if you want to watch this live, it's happening live right now, 12:30 p.m. Pacific on the Ikon Blueprint Facebook page. You can head on over there, request to be a member, and I'll let you in. I'll let you in because I like you. I don't even know who you are, but I like you anyways. I have been sitting here for 15 minutes waiting for this show to start. I mean, I'm pumped up because this is a show of the ages. This is a show of the ages. We're going to be talking about something that is the most powerful thing on this planet. That is love. We're going to talk about love. And you're thinking to yourself, wait a second. Love, isn't it Ikon Fitness? Why are we talking about? Yes, first and foremost, you got to know Ikon Fitness is all about the holistic approach, the other 23 hours, all the other different things that go on in your life that affect your health, that affect your nutrition, that affect your fitness. And guess what? Love is one of those things. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to be able to recognize how love affects our health, and then what we can do about it in our relationships so that we can increase our health, increase our happiness, and be in a relationship that we love. Emily, what's happening? So this is how it's going to go down. First, let's talk about love and health. The benefits of love. These are just a few, and I'm going to get to why this is so important. Benefits of love. That it has been shown to have fewer, when you have abundance love, fewer doctor's appointments, less depression and substance abuse, lower blood pressure, less anxiety, lowered stress, fewer colds, faster healing, and a healthier heart. If anybody want that, that's everybody. And you know what it does? It puts us into a parasympathetic state. If you've ever joined before, if you've ever listened to the podcast, we talk about parasympathetic and sympathetic states. Fight or flight is the sympathetic state. This is the state that we're in all the time, right? High blood pressure, our pulse is beating, right? We're stressed out, we have anxiety, tightness of chest. That is the sympathetic state. The parasympathetic state is that rest and digest. It's relaxed. We own our breath. We feel good. We go throughout the day, nothing really bothers us too much. That's the stage that we want to be in, or state that we want to be in, is that parasympathetic state. If you don't know about that parasympathetic state, hit me up, let me know. We'll talk all kinds of parasympathetic state. That's the reason I wear a Whoop, tracking that parasympathetic and sympathetic state. So, okay, there's these benefits of getting us into a parasympathetic state. This is a good thing. This is where we want to be. We don't want to be in that sympathetic state all day long. So the more that we love, the more calm that we are. Okay. Well, let's Dr. Phil this real quick. What are the stages of love? You guys have all been through it. Whether it's with your wife or husband right now, or you're in a brand new relationship, let me tell you about the 3 stages of love. And I'm going to get to an analogy that's going to blow your mind. The first stage is falling in love, right? It's that butterflies. It's new. It's exciting. You're getting to know that person. There's lust. There's excitement. There's love. Then you hang out with that person. You get to know them. You create this picture of them. Oh man, this is the best man. This is the most amazing woman. Then anybody in the chats, right? If you want to throw it in there, right? Then the real guy or real girl starts coming out, and we start getting disillusionment, right? That's the next stage. That's when things aren't exactly what you thought they were going to be. They weren't exactly thought of you. Oh man, I thought you'd be a lot cleaner than you were. Oh man, I thought that you would actually put the toilet seat down. No, that's not something you do. Oh man, I thought you would be more of a gentleman. And I'm calling out the guys a little bit here, right? Because I called them out on Instagram. I want the guys to be here. I want the guys to hear this, right? Because guys, you're here we're meant to lead the dance of life. So you guys need to listen to this. So the second stage is disillusionment. Then the third stage, or the magical stage, the stage that matters, is the creation of lasting love. This is a love that is going to last an eternity. But how do we get there? All right, so again, 3 stages: falling in love, disillusionment, and then creating lasting long-term love. Here's my analogy, and I want you guys to think about this. Love is like a flowing river. It's abundant, right? When we're in stage 1, it's abundant. Water is flowing, right? We can get it whenever we want. There's nothing is drying up, and so we can just sit in it and bathe in it, and it's beautiful. First stage. Then what happens? A dry season comes. Starts getting a little dry. All of a sudden, the river that was flowing so hard, it's kind of trickling now, and so now you're kind of like both trying to get the water that you can. Some disillusionment comes in. Then we get to the point where the river runs dry. The love isn't coming. The lust isn't coming, right? The sexual attraction, all of the things that were just freely flowing at one point, all of a sudden are gone. This is the third stage. Creating lasting love. And you know what you have to do when you run out of a river, right? The river doesn't run just freely. You have to dig a well. So you know what you have to do? You have to take a shovel and you have to start digging. And you know what? First couple of feet, you're going to get nothing. Maybe a little wet soil. That's it. And you're going to keep digging. And you're going to keep digging. Then you might start getting puddles of water. But it's not clean enough. You need to get down to that water table. And you keep digging. And you keep digging. And then guess what? Sooner or later, you hit the well. And when you hit the well, you hit that water table. Now you have water to drink for a lifetime. You don't have to worry about the rush of the river. And you are able to dig together with your partner to create a lasting love in which you can always drink out of. But here's the problem. When we get to that third stage, we hit that disillusionment, right? The river runs dry. We start pointing it back at each other. We want to blame the other person. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let's pick up a shovel. Let's dig deep. Let's find our water or find our love. And so, great analogy, Joel. Great. High five. It makes a lot of sense, right? I think it's awesome. How do I do it? How do I do it? Well, you know what? Virtual you, I'm glad that you asked, because that's what I'm here for. I'm going to tell you exactly, men pay attention, exactly how to be able to create lasting love when the river dries up. Guys, it's not if, it is when. The river will dry up, right? They call it the honeymoon phase. It can last anywhere from 3 months to 3 years. But it does end up drying up one way or the other. So what are you going to do? Well, this is what we're going to do. First and foremost, get a shovel in your hand. Okay? You have to be willing to do the work. So you have to agree with your partner, you know what? We're in this. Let's do it. Awesome. Then you have to figure out where you're going to start digging. And using that analogy, what I want you to come up with, you and your partner, is what is your outcome? What is your outcome and expectations? If you don't have an outcome, what do you want out of this? Do you want marriage? If you're in your marriage, what type of marriage do you want? Too often, people don't even just talk about the outcome that they want. And then the expectations that they have for themselves. I want to be able to go for a mountain bike ride once a week. Oh, wow, I didn't know that was one of your expectations in our relationship. Oh, okay. Well, let's paint that expectation. So the first thing is be able to make sure that you guys are both on the same outcome. Then you can share your expectations, and that can be a way that you can bend and move in terms of what expectations are, but you got to be on the same outcome. If you don't have the outcome in mind, what you want, you could be going completely in the opposite direction. This could create a lot of friction, a lot of heartache, and affect your health massively. Ever been heartbroken, right? How often do you work out when you're heartbroken, or you're in a tough relationship? We seek out substances or TV or anything else just to make us kind of feel better. Think about that. The next thing that I want you to do, okay, you have your outcome. You have shovel in hand, you have your outcome. Then I want you to do something for me. I want you to go to Amazon.com. I want you to order The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I want you and your partner, your husband and your wife, right, to read that together. Okay? I want you to read that together, and then I want you to take the 5 Love Languages quiz. You can do it online. All you type in is the 5 Love Languages quiz. What you're going to come out with, there's five love languages. 1, act of service. What are you going to do? What do you do for your partner? 2, quality time. How much time are you going to spend with your partner? What's the quality of it? Just being in the same room, it doesn't count as quality time. Physical touch. Right? That is a love language. Some people want to be touched more than others. Words of affirmations, right? Being able to tell somebody you are wonderful, you are great, you are fantastic. And then gifts. Gifts. Being able to think of a thoughtful gift to give away. So those are the 5 love languages. So you get the book, you read the book, you take the quiz. Now we're loaded. You're thinking to myself, man, this is taking a while. Guess what? If you're in a long-term relationship, this is just a snippet. This is just this much of your entire life. So just go do it. And that's the point of, are you willing to put the shovel in your hand? Then when you have your love languages, now it's time to start putting, listen here, action. It can be all great that you know your partner's love language, right? Quality time, number 1. It's their number 1 thing. They want to spend quality time. That's great. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to show up? Because now it's time to start digging for the both of you. Quality time might not be your number 1 love language, and that's okay. You need to speak theirs. Because when they feel their love language, guess what? They're going to give you yours. You start digging together. So you have to put actions to it. So I'm going to give you some examples of actions that you can do. Now this is going to be super specific to you. Super specific to who you are. Because what I would do for my partner would be completely different than what you do for yours. So let's give an example. All right, I'm going to put some action together. My number 1 love language for my partner is acts of service. So here's some examples. I will always take my wife her morning cup of tea every morning. Just make a cup of tea, go and give it to her. Very small action that compounds over time. How about this one? Another acts of service. I will take out the trash so my wife doesn't have to, so her feet don't have to get cold, so she doesn't have to be in the dark alone. Guys, listen up. I'm talking to you. Giddy up. Get off the couch. Do it. It takes action. Us men want to be all action takers until we get home. And then we want to all of a sudden put our feet up. No. That's when you truly stand. That's when you truly get up. I don't care how hard your day was. Nobody does, right? You're not going to get any sorrow from me. This is when you buck up and you get the work done. Second, love language, quality time. Okay? So what about quality time? Hey, every 3 months, I'm going to take my wife on a special date, right? Just a special date. She's not going to know about it, and it's going to be special, and it's going to be a secret, and I'm just going to take her out, and we're going to do something awesome. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but just the excitement of it being a secret is a great way to be able to speak that love language. How about this one? You're like, man, that seems like a lot to plan. Super simple one. Go on a walk after dinner holding hands. Once a week. Once a week. You're going to say, hey, Thursday night, let's go on a walk. Holding hands. Spending quality time. And throwing in a little bit of physical touch in there too as well. Okay, let's move to physical touch. What are some actions I can do for physical touch? Again, you guys, this is going to be different for you than it would be for me. Okay? Physical touch. I will always give my wife a kiss and hug when I come home from work. I will always give a kiss and a hug every time I come home from work. How about this one? Anytime that we're in the car, I reach for her hand. She doesn't have to reach for mine. Small little things, you guys, and I'm saying you guys, because I'm speaking specifically to guys here. Women, same thing though. Men are going to have their stuff that they're going to need, but specifically I'm speaking to the men. I'm calling the men out. Hopefully there's some men listening to this. Let's move on to the next love language. Words of affirmation. Okay, being able to say great things about your partner. I will write a note of affirmation to my wife once a week. That could be up on a chalkboard. That could be on a sticky note. That could be on a piece of paper. Literally would take 15 seconds, right? Maybe a minute if you're really, really wanting to write out something long. But even just a sentence about how wonderful they are, how captivating they are, how beautiful they are. Write it out. Write it out. How about this one? I'll tell my wife how beautiful she is every time we go out. So every time she gets ready, right, and she gets into her dress and she does her makeup and she puts her hair on, go, oh my gosh, I'm seeing you with new eyes. Something as small as that can be a game changer for somebody whose love language is words of affirmation. And the last one, gifts. I'll give you a couple examples here, and then we're going to recap this whole thing. Boom, under 20 minutes. Gifts. I will send my wife flowers anytime that she travels. Guys, anytime your wife travels, all you have to do is call the local florist to find out where she's staying. Call the local florist. Say, hey, do you deliver? Oh, you do? Great. Deliver to room 401 at the Hyatt. Boom, done. Costs you maybe $40, $50. Game changer. How about this one? I will always handwrite my cards to her. Guys, just get the blank card. Don't get caught up and get the super fancy one with all the dinglies on it, right? And the thing pops up, and don't do that. They just want to hear. They want to know that the gift that you're giving matters. Write it out. Write it out. Okay? So those are some examples to be able to take action towards those love languages. So let's recap this whole thing. Why are we talking about love? Why? Because love affects our health. It puts us into a sympathetic state if we don't have it or are sharing it. Sympathetic state is the fight or flight. This is the cause of most preventable diseases. This is where inflammation is constantly being in a sympathetic state. We want to be in a parasympathetic state. Parasympathetic state is the rest and digest. This is when we feel better. We want to be in that rest and digest. Next, where do most relationships end? Most relationships end in that second stage, right? We talked about the 3 stages. It was falling in love, disillusionment, and creating lasting love. We talked about the river and the well. When relationships are new, it's like a flowing river. what we have to do is grab our shovel and we have to start digging to be able to have everlasting water in our relationships, aka love. Before you start this, before you start digging, know what your outcome is. So you're not digging two different holes, right? Trying to find a well. And the last part, create the actions to be able to show the love in the love language that works with your partner. If you do this, I promise you, money back guarantee, even though you're not paying anything. Money back guarantee, you will watch your relationship drastically change. Drastically change. First, recognize where you're at in the stages. If you're in the disillusionment, time to grab the shovel or time to get out. Time to grab the shovel or time to get out. Because the longer you stay in there, the more it's going to affect your health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. When you're ready to grab the shovel, grab that shovel, know the outcome, then start digging. Know what your love languages are by reading the 5 love languages and taking the quiz. And then, bada bing, bada boom, create all the actions to be able to love your partner. Love is action. That's it for today, you guys. I hope this was helpful for you. If you are stuck and you need help with your nutrition, with your fitness, or life coaching in general, you just feel stuck emotionally, right? You can't get these thoughts out of your head. You need to break through. Let me know. Reach out. Go to www.ikonfitness.com. Book your clarity call with me. That is a free coaching call. We can get you unstuck in an hour or less. I've done it many, many times. Stuff that's haunted you for your entire life, we can get it done in 1 hour or less. That is not a guarantee, money back guarantee though, even though you still wouldn't be paying because it's a complimentary coaching call. Or you can reach out to me, Joel@ikonfitness.com. I had a fantastic time with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you love listening to the Ikon Fitness podcast, please make sure to subscribe and like. If you need anything from me, feel free, reach out to me, Joel@ikonfitness.com. I will see you in the next episode.